Welcome, Gordon Mann here at the 7th Annual D3 Hoops Classic, as I'm joined by Alexis Noren of the Puget Sound Loggers, who are victorious. And, we talked with Coach Payne before the game. I guess she took you over to UNLV to give you a little longer practice. Seemed to work. You showed no signs of rust. You pretty much ran over Co here today.
Yeah, we had about 7 days off, at home, and it was a good time to get our legs back under us as a team. Obviously we're working out on our own, but it was a nice time to have that solid 2 hours to get our chemistry flowing back, get some extra shots up, after that big break without each other. So.
Yeah. Well, you had a lot of games kind of concentrated in a short period of time before the break. You're 9-1 now. You had the big win over George Fox, and I see the smile already. Yeah. So you're a senior, you've been there a while, and so you've been through a lot of downs playing George Fox. It seems like they've had your number. So when you got that win, the 86-85 win, I know you had a three-point play near the end of the game to help seal it. Did you feel happy? Did you feel relieved? Did you feel surprised? What did you feel?
Oh my gosh, we were elated. They're such a tough program, and they always have been in my career and the years before me. So it was a really good win for the program. We were honestly excited. I wouldn't say surprised, because I felt like we were just flowing really well together as a team throughout the entire game. So, they had a comeback run to get it to that 1 point margin.
Right.
So it was definitely a nail biter at the end. But at the same time, I was just proud of our program coming together, especially how young we are.
Yeah.
It was just a good overall team win.
Well, you mentioned the youth. Simone was all conference last year. Elizabeth Pruitt's the player who's kind of emerged. She's number one in a number of categories after, a solid freshman year, but they're both sophomores. How is the team different with, them taking a big step forward from freshman to sophomore years?
It's huge. A lot of our underclassmen have stepped up. Last year, we lost 2 seniors and roughly 30 points per game, so we had to make that up somehow, and they've both stepped up, and our other sophomore class, and we have some really strong freshmen too. So it's been overall everyone has stepped up, I think, to make up that margin that we lost.
So what's your role on the team as a senior?
I think leadership is a huge role on and off the court, because there is a learning curve when you have 14 underclassmen and only 4 upperclassmen. That's a pretty big difference. So honestly, I'm just trying to help along, keep things smooth. We're trying to set the standards, get our team culture really solidified, because there's so many girls that came in not knowing how we work. So I think just keeping our chemistry on and off the court, like I said, is a really important part of our success.
Now, you have an incredibly difficult conference. You played George Fox already. We saw Lewis and Clark. They look good. Whitman's in the top 25. Whitworth, we know, is a quality program. How do you stay focused, and how do you kind of get through the NWC gauntlet?
Oh, it's just one game at a time. That's kind of how we go through. I think that's how probably every team goes through it. But, every week we just have our sights set on the Friday game and then a quick turnaround to the Saturday. It's important to stay healthy. Off the court, we're working on recovery, being smart on recovery time, nutrition, things like that. Because you're right, it is a tough conference and a long season, so it's really important for us to stay healthy and stay together in that way.
As a senior, what have you learned that you can share with the younger players in terms of the rhythm of the conference season? Friday game, Saturday game, off for a week. Friday game, obviously a practice in the middle there, but if they're coming from a high school program, there's a better chance they're playing a midweek game and a weekend game. So that's an unusual rhythm.
Right. Well, you learn time management really fast, and you learn that you need to go to bed on time and just take it one day at a time. That's kind of what I would say.
Now, this summer you had a chance to do something pretty cool. You went to Brazil, I understand, and played basketball down there. Tell us about that experience.
It was amazing. Simone and I went together, and our coach was actually the coach of the team.
Oh.
Yeah, and we just played against Mickey Hanchey on Co. So she played with us, and that was fun to see her again. It was amazing. It was a really fun experience. We learned a lot. It's a tough culture over there to play against. The refs don't call much, so we learned that really quick. But overall, just experiencing the culture and doing the touristy things, it was a really great experience.
Now, were you guys there during the Olympics?
A week before.
Oh, okay.
So we saw all the setups, and it was funny because we were wearing our USA gear, and a lot of people thought we were the USA team.
They're shorter than they look on television.
And they would have to take pictures with us, and we would just kind of roll with it. So it was really fun.
What was, you mentioned what was it like culturally being there? Very different, I would assume, from the northwest part of the country.
Yeah, I mean, it was very colorful. My mom came with me, so she was always like, hold your phone, be careful, know where your wallet is, just because that's kind of the stigma. But overall, super friendly, great food. They were really welcoming for us anywhere we went, so it was really amazing.
What's the best thing you ate while you were there?
Their meat is really good and dense, and just like, I don't know, there was something different about it, any kind. It was really good.
So as you roll into your last semester, you're going to get this question a lot, I'm afraid, your last semester, so you might as well get into practice. What are you expecting to do for life after Puget Sound?
Life after Puget Sound, well, I'm graduating with a double major in psychology and business,
okay.
And then I'll be moving back to Portland, back close to my family, and those
psychology
are kind of
and business.
Yeah.
That opens up different doors
It does.
for you.
Just currently unsure exactly where I'm going to go with it, but keeping my eyes open.
Well, you've got time to figure it out. Last question for you. There's some pretty good food here, too, in Las Vegas. I don't know, so what do you plan to do that's not basketball-oriented while on this trip?
Well, we had a team bowling tournament last night.
How'd you do?
My team came second. We were not victorious.
I'm told the coaches made a point of saying that they won when we met with them earlier.
Oh, yeah, a couple of them did. A couple of them were also on the losing teams.
See, they didn't mention that.
Yeah. No, it was really good overall. And then we have some free time today, so I think we might make it down to the Strip, do some of that touristy action, and then sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, eat, sleep, have some fun, and win. That's what Alexis Noren and the Loggers did here today. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back. This is the 7th Annual D3 Hoops Classic.